How do you balance traveling, being a TV personality, and maintaining your peace of mind?
I really try to work out, try to get a lot of sleep. I try to hydrate. You kind of try to keep the closest schedule that you have at home to what you can do on the road. But working out for me is massive.
Do you ever go back and watch any of your old broadcasts?
I should go back and watch my old broadcasts, but I don't because my voice annoys me. I always find something wrong with what I said on television. I'm my worst critic, as we all are, but it is really good to go back and kind of watch yourself. But you have to be easy on yourself, and I'm definitely not that way.
If you could dance with one star, who would it be?
Whoa. Right now I've got a real Usher-like thing going on. I want to go to the Vegas show. I heard that there's a lot of roller skating. But yeah, I think it would be Usher right now.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Having the best seats in the entire stadium. There's no bathrooms. There's not a pretzel stand very close. But I get to be right there, up close to the action, getting to meet the players, getting to meet, some of my heroes is pretty darn cool.
What's your best event that you ever covered?
The best event I've ever covered, I would say, was this past Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The game was tight. Patrick Mahomes got injured right before the half. I was covering that sideline. He was unbelievable when he came back, even though he was in so much pain. Kelsey had a great game. I got to grab both of those guys on the center of the field. They were both crying. I think Mahomes dropped an F-bomb. So it was really, really fun.
What's your favorite podcast or song?
This podcast with these two hilarious sports broadcasters. God, they're great. It's called Calm Down with Erin and Carissa. It's great. I mean, those two gals, they tell you all about what it's like to travel, what it's like to go to these stadiums, what really happens behind the scenes when you're waiting for the coaches' interviews, talk about the struggles of trying to start a family, relationships, how we both don't know how to cook. A lot of the times we show up maybe a tad hungover, but it's a time. You should listen.
What's your pre-broadcast ritual?
I always call my dad. I always talk to him about my stories that I have lined up. I always eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I need some sort of energy. I pound a ton of coffee, and I listen to dirty rap music.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
I haven't really had any bad jobs. I was like a ride operator at Adventure Island in Tampa, Florida. In the summer, I worked at a Banana Republic and a J. Crew. I knew how to fold shirts. You wouldn't even know I'm that girl if you look at my closet. I missed that cardboard thing you fold shirts on. I applied to be a hostess at Outback Steakhouse, but they declined me. I also applied to be a cashier at Publix, and they declined me as well. So that's a bummer.
What's been the funniest or best interview you've ever done?
Funniest interview I've ever done was probably a Rob Gronkowski interview. I mean, they're all just priceless and fantastic. And he had signed with Fox, but he was still playing. And I was like, thanks, Rob, so much. At the end, he goes, bye, coworker. Talk to you later, coworker. And then one of my most memorable interviews was NFC Championship Richard Sherman after his play on Michael Crabtree.
What's your favorite activity to clear your mind?
Again, it would be working out. I know that's so boring, but it gives me endorphins, it gives me happiness, it chills me out, lets me listen to great music and also get a sweat in.
Have you ever been starstruck?
Yes, I was starstruck the other night when I was at dinner and Jennifer Aniston was there. And I felt like that was the equivalent of seeing Michael Jordan or a unicorn. All I wanted to do was tell her how much I love her and know what she smells like. And I didn't get to do either.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot is the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
If you had to be stranded on an island with one of your coworkers, who would you pick?
Greg Olson, because he likes to eat as much as I do, and we would be bound and determined to find food, be able to figure out the best way to cook it, because that guy's not missing a meal and neither am I.
What's the best and worst thing about working with Gronk?
The best thing about working with Gronk is he's the time, he's the party, even if there isn't a party. I mean, just being around him, he makes you smile. He's so much fun. He's exactly what you would hope Gronk would be without working with him or knowing him. He's as advertised, which I love so much about him. The worst thing about being around Gronk or working with Gronk is he's so nice. Makes you feel like you're not as nice. He's just so great. And you're like, God, I really have to up my ante. I really got to work on my personality here. He just gives. That's it. There's nothing wrong with working with this guy. He's one of the best ever. Love him so much.